What's up, guys? We are back with another Cosmic Legions review, taking a look at the Cosmic exclusive from this year's batch of retailer figures, and that would be Fisher-Ryce. So this guy is an homage, a tribute of sorts to the Fisher-Price Adventure People alien. That's where his color scheme and overall theming comes from, which is kind of cool. That thing is before my time, but I am aware of its existence, which is always a fun little nod to see stuff like that in a toy line. He comes in standard Cosmic Legions packaging, so you got him there in the window. We've got his little hologram kind of visage down there in the corner. You've got a bio on one spine, and then you've got a write-up for Outpost Zaxius on the other. And the back of the box, as we've seen throughout the wave so far, continues to grow with cross-sell leading up to the Cosmic exclusives from this year's Legions Con. So yeah, let's do it. Let's pull them out and take a look. And here we go, out of the package, our Cosmic Legions Fisher-Ryce. A figure that is honestly kind of surprising me. Maybe it's not surprising me. This is very much par for the course for me, really. But I wasn't like over the moon with this figure when I first saw him. I was more interested in the Mythic exclusive this year because I love skeletons so much. And it's a 2.0 skeleton and it's got a new head sculpt. This guy is just overwhelmingly familiar parts. Reuse upon reuse, which is just fine and is a hallmark of Legions. But this guy's color scheme is drawing me in a different way. I love getting parts that we're familiar with in a new color scheme that maybe I never thought about or something that I didn't think would ever work. Black on black with some bluish silver accents and a weird head sculpt, really working for me. So let's see what this guy can do, see how he moves around. Again, familiar stuff, nothing too surprising here. So you got our head, he can look up, he can look down, you've got some tilt, you got rotation, of course. It's all normal stuff, 1.0 figure. Arms out at the shoulders. They, of course, swivel. You've got your single-jointed swiveling elbow. You've got gauntlet swivel. You've got wrist swivel. And you've got hinges. You've got torso articulation at the waist because this is a 1.0 figure, which means it's got a big ball peg down there. So he goes backwards and forwards a bit. I will kind of harp on this for a second. You've got your tilt and rotation also. The little chest doodads on the tusk bodies kind of bother me at times. And this is the one that bothers me the most because it destroys the articulation on this torso. There is a different piece that you'll be able to swap out that changes it and doesn't hinder him in any way. But just keep that in mind. You know, you've got to sort of tuck it into the belt, really, and then he can start to move a little bit. Otherwise, it's really nothing. But when he doesn't have that there, or when he has one that doesn't reach his belly button, he has a lot more range just because of what it is. It's, you know, it's a visual change that affects articulation. Legs go out all the way. They kick forward all the way. They kick backwards. You've got your thigh twist up there. You've got single-jointed swiveling knees, of course. And then you've got swivel, you've got rocker, and you've got hinges down at those ankles. Normal stuff. Again, everything you expect to get out of a 1.0 figure. And, of course, out of a Cosmic Legions Tusk-style body. So if you're familiar with, you know, the Heavy Gunner or the Red Jet specifically, I think is the better comparison because it's got the soft goods. Well, not soft goods, but the fabric type pieces for the arms and the legs. But everything else through and through, normal 1.0 stuff here. But of course, my main draw for this figure is, and I mean, it's no surprise, it's the visuals. I already said that, but it's really just this color scheme. Seeing familiar parts in a different way. So this guy is very similar to the Red Jet in particular because he is the Tusk pilot, that is, because he's a mix of Tusk parts and, well, we'll say the fabric parts, the upper arms and the upper legs. And I think it really works here. You're going to get a difference of look when you add on the other parts that come along with this figure if you want to fully armor him up. But I'm really happy with the way he turned out here. You've got little accent colors, like there's a navy blue accent to this figure that you'll see more with the extra parts, but it's also here as well. It runs down the lining of the fabric parts. He's also got a little bit of it on his belt. But what I really like is specifically the difference in texture and feel when it comes to the fabric pieces versus the armor. Not only does it give him a little bit extra range in some areas because the fabric pieces just have a little bit more range than some of those armored parts, it helps to break him up and he looks a little bit different than if you had him stay next to a Tusk Sentry or a Tusk Science Officer, something that's fully armored head to toe. But I also really like these accent colors too. Silver on black really works here. This sort of like Arctic metallic blue that he's got really works here, especially with this contrasting hit of red there. That really draws your attention. It's kind of an unfortunate piece because, again, I don't like what it does to the articulation, but it does tie in a lot of these colors, and it does tie into the actual homage that this figure is playing to with the Adventure People alien guy. So that's pretty neat also. There's a ton of paint on the back as well. So you've got the space backpack, the cosmic backpack here. And again, that's removable like always, but I always keep these things on because I feel like it completes the figure. It's like having pauldrons on a mythic figure. You pretty much need them. And I really like this one because of all the paint. It really showcases how much this thing looks like a carapace almost. And that's how I always look at it. Not as much as, say, the Sphexian's backpack does, but this one's pretty damn close. And I really like the way this looks with this very metallic blue color. It's really neat. It's striking. And again, it's a different color on a figure that we've already gotten. And it's a color that we don't really see a lot throughout these lines. So I'm really happy to be able to get something that's slightly different in a way that's both new and different. What I really like, though, is the head sculpt, because not only is it a great head, you know, this is that new Attila head that we got in the video game, the 2-pack with him and Gorgo, but it's this wild color. It's obviously a human head sculpt. Like, there's no way around that. It's a human head sculpt, but it's this crazy, like, deep teal that works really well with the contrasting of the red that draws your attention in the torso, but it also really is vibrant against the black, and the white accents along the head with the hair. The wash in the hair really brings out that sculpt quite nicely. And then you've got these big bushy eyebrows that are up against the very nice, and I always say this, pupilless yellow eyes, which really pop against that color of the skin. And of course, you know, he's still got like this scarring that we see on this face as well. So I'm really happy with that. I wasn't expecting to see this head pop up again so soon, and it really didn't cross my mind to see it in Cosmic. Of course, now we know that anything is capable when it comes to this stuff, since we got this. And of course, we got the Magnus head in the Cosmic 2-pack as well. So give me all the mythic heads I suppose you can in some weird and wacky color scheme, and I'll line up and buy it. But I really, really like the usage of these parts in this color scheme, and I'm slightly worried that I'm going to want way too many black tusk bodies as a result. Now, as far as accessories goes, this is where things really change up for this figure, because you have the ability to make, well, right here, an entirely different kind of figure. Fisher Rice, out of the box, has a mix of tusk parts and fabric parts. This has all of the tusk parts included, so you get a set of upper arms and upper legs to make him fully armored, to go along with like your tusk sentries, your science officers, your engineers, your red jets, however many different variations we have, heavy gunners, all that stuff. So you do get the fully armored arms, and of course, you know, it's a Legion's figure, so you pop it all apart and put it together. You're definitely going to want to use heat for that. Don't skimp on the heat when it comes to popping these parts apart in particular. And I really like this look, and it definitely gives you the idea behind wanting to get multiples, because now I can see at least a need for 2 more, you know, maybe have Fisher Rice in his standard outfit and like 2 guys like this, fully armored up, you know, flanking him, something like that. We also get 3 extra heads because, you know, different people in this group, right? So to start with, we get, well, this head right here, and this matches the Fisher Rice head. It's just an alien. This is the unhelmeted Tusk Sentry head. You get the helmeted Tusk Sentry head also, and this comes apart as usual. It's silver on the inside. And then we also get the Tusk Science Officer armored head sculpt. So the helmeted head for that one. It's silver on the inside as well. So you've got already 4 extra sets for the limbs. You've got 3 extra heads for 4 total. We do get a different chest doodad for him. So this is the one that comes with him in the box. And then you get this one here, which it just pops out and you put it back in. I really like this one. I think I prefer it. It also aids in articulation because this one kind of gets in the way since it's so long. This allows him to crunch forward a little bit more. We also get 2 extra necks. So Fisher Rice comes with a blue neck on him that matches his head. This one is one with a hinged peg. So you've got a black one with a hinged peg right there. And you also get a standard Tusk armored neck peg as well. So you get 3 total neck pegs, depending on, you know, how you want to try to complete that look, I suppose. You've got those. We get extra hands, so he comes with gripping hands on him in the box. You get a set of trigger finger hands, which is how he's holding that gun, and you get a set of the Style Posey armored Tusk hands as well. Now, he is a Tusk body now. It wouldn't be complete to go along with the space backpack if you didn't get the bubble dome here. And this is done up with, the same silver and sort of metallic blue accents that the rest of the body is, and you do have the dome. I'm still not the biggest fan of this. I don't use this on any of my figures in the display, mostly because I'm just not a big fan of it. It does still require a little bit more pressure than you might want to get this thing on. Once you hear that click, it will be secured. I find it to be a little precarious still. One of my least favorite aspects of Cosmic is that dome piece. But when it's used right, in the right kind of setting or for photography, it does have a nice little added oomph to the figure. And then, of course, we do get some weaponry. And in comparison to the rest of the stuff this guy comes with, he doesn't come with a lot of weapons. It's just kind of the bare minimum. But I like the way these look. So you get a set of the little pistol blasters. And these look great in the black and the silver, and there's a little bit of extra paint in there. There's some lime green, and there's some gold in there also. I think this might be my favorite color combination for this gun, which, is just weird. And then we also get the rifle done up the same way, and I really like the way these look in this color scheme. I have an untold number of these guns at this point, but we keep getting them in different colors. And this really highlights some of the sculpt because there is quite a bit of paint on both of these. What he doesn't come with is something that I've kind of mentioned previously with other figures, is he doesn't have one of the little hologram doodads. And I feel like this is a good example of a figure that, I don't know, would have been a good one to include that. I suppose it's not the biggest deal, but it doesn't have it. He does include the little clear pegs as well if you want to pop some of these guns on his hip or anything like that. But the name of the game with this figure for sure is all the little bits and bobs you get to pop on. So you get 3 extra heads, you get upper arms, upper legs, you get the chest doodad, you get 6 total hands, and then you also get some weaponry. So you can easily make various different types of Shadow Circle members right out of the box with just a single figure. So yeah, overall, I'm really happy with this one. It's familiar stuff, for sure. It's a tusk body, it's some of the fabric parts, but it's the combination in which they're used, and it's the colors that they're using in particular. I love being able to get new stuff in Legions that I'm familiar with, but with a different coat of paint on it that makes me take notice of things in a different way. And that's really what's going on here. These shades of black, the deep, deep blues, and then that metallic blue with these silver accents absolutely works for this one, and this might be my favorite usage of the tusk parts in general because of that color scheme. I think the fabric parts work really well. I love all the extra heads that we get. I really like the blue color scheme for both of the unhelmeted heads that we get here. And then again, I love the colors that they used on the guns. They make them look infinitely cooler than a lot of the guns we've gotten thus far, I think. So that's going to do it for this look at the Cosmic Legions retailer exclusive Fisher RYYCE. Let me know what you guys think. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and until next time.